Now back to Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis.
And welcome back to our special Labor Day weekend edition of Inside West Virginia Politics. Let's continue our discussion about labor in the Mountain State. I'm joined by Delegate Scott Brewer. He's a Democrat of Mason County. Scott, good to have you on the show today.
Pleasure to be here, Mark.
You are also the head of the Carpenters Union here in West Virginia. What's the formal name of the Carpenters Union?
I'm one of the players in the Carpenters Union in West Virginia. Is actually the international is the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. Here locally, we are the Keystone Mountain Lakes Regional Council of Carpenters.
How many union carpenters do we have in West Virginia, approximately?
Approximately 2,500 to 3,000 when you count retirees and millwrights. Millwrights are actually part of the UBC also.
They're a good bunch of folks because I've gotten to work with them on some projects, and we'll show that footage and talk about it coming up. But the first thing, I didn't realize that Labor Day itself was founded or birthed or created by the Carpenters Union. Talk about that.
Well, if you look back at history and the first mention of Labor Day, Mark, 1881 was a gentleman by the name of Peter J. McGuire, who's the son of Irish immigrants in New York City, is actually the founder of the Carpenters Union. He chartered the first international convention in Chicago in 1881. In 1882, at a convention in New York, he actually suggested and wrote a resolution for a day of parade through the streets of New York to always happen on the first Monday of September. Therefore, the beginnings, I think it really caught on. I think Congress actually adopted it in the late 1890s, if I'm not mistaken. But Peter J. McGuire, very interesting guy, actually quit school, went to work at age 11 because his father had gone off to fight in the Civil War, became an apprentice piano maker at age 15. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah, I had no idea about this, and as a child of Irish immigrants, you know, it's great to hear about Peter McGuire and starting the Labor Day movement in this country. Let's talk about job opportunities right now in West Virginia. We hear about the road bonds, we hear about the pipelines and other big projects, the Civic Center. What opportunities are out there right now for apprentice carpenters and people to get into your trade in this state?
There are quite a few opportunities right now, mostly like you say on the highway side and in the industrial side. The northern part of the state has a lot of compressor stations and things of that nature that we work on that related to the gas industry. Not so much in the southern part of the state, although we do have some road opportunities, bridges. Of course, we don't, carpenters don't necessarily work on the pipelines per se, but once it gets to a compressor station or like a cracker, if we were ever to get a cracker, then we would have a lot of equity in that.
Let's mention too, and we're going to put it up on the screen, WVApprenticeships.com. It's not just the Carpenters Union, it's kind of a clearinghouse for all labor unions in this state if people want to try and get apprenticeships and get into the trades.
Correct, and for the carpenters primarily, online also, www.wvcarpenter.com, and you can apply there for apprenticeship.
And guess what? I got to be an apprentice carpenter at the Civic Center, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, construction project ongoing in the state of West Virginia for my series On the Job with Mark Curtis. I had a lot of fun with you guys, you know, nailing things and putting up boards. And I looked at the Civic Center when President Trump was here, and I thought, I did some of the work in here on this.
Some of the work. I was there. I witnessed it. You did a good job. Yeah, Civic Center is a nice commercial project. As commercial projects go, that's a big one. But like I said, you know, the majority of the rest of the work that we as the Carpenters Union are experiencing in the southern part of the state is either industrial or on the highways.
I only got about a minute left. I want to address this because you're a member of the House of Delegates and you're also one of the folks in charge of the Carpenters Union. We have a couple of other labor leaders who are also in the legislature. What's coming up labor-wise in the next session in January that you guys are going to be focused in on?
Well, I mean, we're always focused on jobs, local jobs for local workers. Unfortunately, my tenure in the legislature has been playing defense. You know, I witnessed, or I have experienced what I consider an all-out attack on West Virginia workers from leadership there now, and I hope that it doesn't continue because, you know, from my perspective, Mark, I'm a labor guy, and in the construction industry, we have to work with management, and it is a joint venture, and we worked very well together. There's been some disruption in that now, so I would hope that we would work to further the opportunities for West Virginia workers as opposed to attacking them.
All right, Delegate Scott Brewer, Democrat, Mason County, also one of the people in charge of the Carpenters Union here in West Virginia. Great to have you on. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, Scott.
Thank you, Mark.